The Pinnacle tier in One Hub Racing Season 19 Round 6 around Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium near the Ardennes Forest. I am for now solo commentator indecisive. My usual co-commentators had issues, and unfortunately the game being the game decided to be some sort of level between corrupt and unplayable, so unfortunate for him that he's had to sit this one out, but I will do my best to get people up to date as much as I can. But as you can see, some really quick times have been posted very early on, as Samba is the quickest, and he's going to try and go even quicker still with just under 4 minutes to go of the session, and let's see if anyone can threaten him. There's City Slide Guy's only in P3 at the moment, which is a bit of a surprise considering how he's been dominating the earlier first few rounds of the season. Last week he registered his first DNF of the season, and that really cut the gap at the front of the driver standings right there, but I'm sure he can bounce back. Let's find someone on a lap. Is Konzo on a lap, who seems to be... Yes, he is. Did I just see rain, or is my eyes just playing tricks on me? Oh no, he's gonna pit. There we go. Who's gonna be on a lap next? Let's just go on board with the invalidated Pierre. Who's going to pit? I'm just going to go on board with Samba, the current pole sitter. Now, City Slide Guy still leads the overall championships. I say that, I'm just seeing if they've been updated since I last looked. They have. They seem to be closer now. Netsky's just behind there, a few points behind, but I'm not going to say the point total in case it's not the right one I'm working with, but it's definitely all change in terms of who's hot and who's cold. Talking of which, Netsky's hot this week after what he did last week. Is he even here? Yes, he is. He's down to P14, hasn't set a time yet, so we'll go on board with him later on. We're going to stay on board with Samba for now as he comes up to the tricky Eau Rouge and Radion section, which is one of the hot spots to look for in the race, which is probably the course of 95% of safety cars around this circuit. But he seems to have nailed that pretty nicely there on this lap, and let's see how much quicker he can go through Sector 1. 3,000's quicker than before. Let's have a look at the TAS. Yep, everyone is doing stuff at the moment. Konzo's just there, not on a lap at the moment, but I'm sure he will be shortly. As there's a yellow flag, I think that's just letting someone by on a quicker lap. It seems to have sorted itself out, has it? How's he got away with that line there? Would have put all money on that being an invalidation, but if I try that, that's what happens. But anyhow, I've just lost all audio in my headset. I think it's okay for the stream. Let's have a... Yeah, can still hear it through the TV, so that's good. I think it's lifted off, so let's go on board with City Slide Guy, who I believe is not gonna ease off. He's on a lap. He's through a chicane there. Let's see if anyone is quicker through Sector 1 than anyone has been before. At the moment it's still Pierre through Sector 1. Sector 2 belongs to player 3 in the Alfa Romeo, which could well be Sly Guy. We're on board with him now. There's some sort of problem with his TAS there. Player 5, I don't know. Who's in the other Alfa, and I can tell you. Whoever it is, yeah. There's only one Alfa here, isn't there? So yeah, he's got something wrong with his TAS, but there you go, pole position for now, provisional pole anyhow. Has Samba got an answer? It's up with the DRS nicely there. Let's check someone else out. Actually, Netsky is invalidated. The Matter is... Oh, the Matter's in the league now. Tom Robbo has decided that he's... Actually... Is that... That was a crash, I think. Yeah. I think it was a crash sort of there. Anyway, let's go back on board with the Matter, who is in the AlphaTauri, and I don't know who is replacing at this point. Let's have a look. See if I can figure it out. Bear with me a moment. I mean, Khalifa's not here tonight, so it will be who the other one is. And I can't see them. Oh no, yes. No, it is him. Yeah, I just haven't seen him on stream before. He was here last week. He's not new. I'm just slow to the update. I was somewhere else, and Tom Robbo crashed out, as we say. Neski's now retired from the session. I think that's a pit lane retirement, is it? I'm not seeing any. Oh, Danestar's had an issue with Confessor there. I didn't see that. Let's. Oh dear, it's all going off. Does anybody want provisional pole position today? PF Happy's having issues there. He must have damage somewhere too. He's off in the gravel. Zane, is he on a lap? Forget the standings, it's confusing me. Yeah, I don't see any damage report there, so don't know what happened. I like how in game it says severe collision, and on the TAS report as a small collision. Which is it, CODEMASTERS? I suspect it's probably a small collision, but anyway. 5 place grid penalty for Professor Zane as invalidated there. Let's see. Tom was about to... Well, he's going to go in the pits, I think. Everyone's in the pits. Is this the end of the session? I don't know what's happening. I got here so late because of the technical issues, but I think Sly Guy is provisionally pole position. Yes, he is. All player 5 according to Taz, but... Oh no, there's all the damage there. I couldn't see it before. There's certainly been a bit of issue. Let's just go on board with someone who's on track, just because we're waiting for 3 people to ready up and do what they need to do. Actually do that. Oh, my game's crashed now. That's great. Oh dear. One thing after another, isn't it? But anyway, how are we all doing out there in the world of watching? Well, we have a moment, as we are usually between the race and quali. I would like to thank our wonderful One Hub Racing sponsors and partners here. Okay, the first one is Next Level Racing, who sponsor the league by providing a Next Level Racing direct drive stand to the driver of the season, which is a new award here in One Hub Racing. It's a very exciting award, and I'm looking forward to seeing who wins the driver of the season. And you have 3M Sim Racing, who provide a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most combined poles and fastest laps. So that looks like it's possibly Silly Sly Guy all over that one in this tier. I don't know about the other tiers, but I'll get to the standings in a second. Hopefully that sends... okay, so there you go. You have Sly Guy Pole, Samba, Pappy, Zane, Tom, Vienna, Tom, Confessor, Dane, the Piteous Gonzo, Legend, Arnold, Netsky, and the Matter. And I got that through in a few seconds, but then we have the partners of ASSETTO support our championship prizes, so thank you to those. And ERT do the ERT Go and Get Stuff Award, which is for all drivers that finish the regular season outside the top 3 of the standings and complete all their forum interviews and things like that. Then apparently we have those. There's nothing wrong with my internet quality. Think I'm still live. Got a worrying message there, but anyway, let's just finish the... Yeah, anyway, I was saying the Go and Get Stuff Award. It's for all the drivers that finish 10-door races and do all their media obligations. And yes, we are still live, that's good. So I can finish my thought now, as we got 25 seconds to the race, which should be a dry race according to the TAS. Should be dry, with an 8% chance of rain. Track temperature will be 28 and air temperature 19. By the end of the race, it's going to start with 30 degrees on track and 21 air temperature is going to get slightly cool as we go, but any safety cars could exceed that into the 23% of rain. But the go and get stuff award for the third time before I get distracted by rivalries and things like that. Let's see who's on. Okay, so CORSA got through on the mediums then, clearly. That's, or no, he didn't. Someone got the penalty, didn't they? Oh, I'll get with it in a minute, I promise. Anyway, Go and Get Stuff award is for all drivers to do their media obligations and attend all races and finish outside the top 3. And if there's multiple people left in that come the end of round 10 of this season, then I'm sure Jess will spin the wheel again and see who wins it. Yeah, so yeah, that was apologies for the slightly awkward start. Netsky's had a problem on the formation lap, so anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people can do from the back, as Danestar's had an issue there. I didn't see what, but like that, and that's there. Excuse me. Need to take a tactical drink. There we go. Now, so it'll be interesting to see if Sly Guy can control this race like he's done of most of the previous races, or if he's going to have a week like last week where he struggled and registered his first DNF of the season, which opens the championship wide open if he were to do that again. But you have Samba, who's more than capable of winning this race. He's quick enough, and there's a few people outside the top 10 that could possibly come through the field and do something quite spectacular here. You've got to keep your eye, I'd say, on Arnott. He's in probably the best position there on the medium tyres in P12, so look out for him later on in the race if he can keep it clean. I know he's good round here, has been in the past anyway, but the matter on the softs will be looking to capitalise on a very fast start, and hopefully we'll get to see that very shortly as they are approaching the grid once again here in the Pinnacle tier. And yeah, so thank you everyone that's in the chat right now. We appreciate it, and it's always good to see you here. And please subscribe to the page if you haven't already, and if you think that you are more than capable of racing here in One Hub Racing, we do have some slots available, so sign up. You've got on the waiting list, and admin will be in touch with you depending on what tier you'll be in. So why not come give it a go? Maybe this time next week, perhaps, if circumstances occur, or sometime in the future anyway, we could be commentating on one of your iconic drives. Anyway, we're about to get going here in Belgium. The end of the formation lap. We are about to go green, and we're just waiting for the confessor, I think. Who's that in the house? I don't know what's happening. Everything's gone weird. And 5 lights are on. And away they go here in Belgium as it's the shortest run into turn 1. Can Sly Guy protect his lead? Can Samba get through? No, that's Samba through, but Thomas in the wall there. I think a little bit of contact in the background. Thomas had a really bad start. I think he clipped the back of Samba there. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Is that an early virtual safety car? Is it going to clear itself up? As Arnott said he could have keep it clean and have a good start, but he's done exactly the opposite of that. And that's the 2 LP boys there in the 2 Williams, actually, in P3 and 4. Had to check, because sometimes it might be an LP, it might be a Williams, it could be something else. I don't know. I'm getting old. My eyes are failing. But that's a great start from Sly Guy, just doing what he needs to do. But all the action is in the midfield at the moment. You have Tom Robbo there in P6, who, yeah, he could be well and truly on for some sort of result here. But it is early stages, of course, so we're not even halfway around the first lap, and this is the first time at speed in the race that they're going to come through this corner. And Danestar seems to be just keeping it tidy at the moment, but there's a bit of a train forming already, which could be good, but in a couple of laps you could have some overtakes going on. But Sly Guy seems a little bit deep. He's had a little bit of a slide as he enters the final sector of the first lap, and that's giving the opportunity to Samba, who's going to slip down through the outside of Sly Guy and assume the lead of the race, and can Zane put any pressure on him. Sly Guy going to come back at Samba in the braking zone into the bus stop, which is not a bus stop anymore because it changes direction, but anyway, never mind. Still called that, and who am I to argue with them? But Samba has a great exit out of the bus stop and leads after the first lap of the race. Mata into the pits. I don't know what's happened there. Arnold is way off the back. I think he might pit as well. I'm not sure if there's any damage. Yeah, Arnold's got damage too, so he'll be in. There you go. Thomas broke his wing as well, but the Mata didn't, so that's all tactical, I think. It said Thomas and Arnold have damage, but Thomas didn't pit, so it might just be very minor damage. It is very damage. It's on 8% of the damage, so that's just a flap off the left front, so that should be fine for him. He'll just take that as a regular scheduled pit stop unless he starts to lose way too much time. But at the moment you have Sly Guy is battling to get back into this race. He's made a couple of small errors there which have seen the car perhaps slide, and I'm just keeping an eye on all the warnings as well. So we are here. It's a great tool, this Taz, but it doesn't half distract me sometimes, so I'm trying to find a battle on track. But it's good. Vienna is in P5 in the Haas there. Now the game's decided to put everyone in their proper order. Vienna is in P5. Tom Robbo in the Alfa Romeo is... what is happening? Yeah. How did I miss that earlier? Oh, excuse me again. Sorry. Oh. And here comes some help. A very familiar voice to you here at One Hub Racing, who's just come off the back of another tier, and she's done an awesome job as always. And yeah, there we go. Oh, DRS is enabled here on lap 3 in Belgium, and Sly Guy is just beginning to claw back a little bit of gap towards Samba, who's in first position, and Jess is here now.
Hello, I came in to help you because you, I didn't want you to be alone, so. Wow. But here we go. I just recovered from a great position race, and I think we're going to have a good one here as well. As Silly City Sly Guy takes the lead in the Camel Straight there. Incredible stuff so far, and well, Odem did out the race, and are we going to see a safety car? That is my question. Well, that's a good question to have, and it looks like he's lost it at the. There we go. You see it. He's definitely lost it. Did he? Was he still moving? El Rouge, or was it? Let me go on board with Nipidius. I don't know. Or is it Radion? Oh, I know where he lost it. The right hand side of the Camel Straight. That looks like a manual retirement. He's moved from where the impact was. But anyway, it's cleared itself up now. We'll get on that later with the shoes, I'm sure, but it just looked very odd to me. But in any event, Sly Guy's back in the lead, having started from the hole, had a little bit of an issue on lap 1. Samba took advantage, but now Sly Guy is leading the way here in Belgium. Yep, and he's actually been nominated for he actually got nominated for Driver of the Month, and he won it, and he's showing that he's definitely going to get some more race victories under his belt so far as well. And I think we saw Mata just gone into the pit, so with Nipidius as well, so quite a few people, and Pierre Pye has gone for that early undercut then, has gone for his first stop right away, so same for the early Tomer as well, so they're getting on the softs, off the softs nice and early, and then going onto the medium compounder tyres. Yep, I just wonder how many of them are pulling the Khalifa. Khalifa's not here tonight. We have 14 runners here. We've lost Confessor for whatever reason, and Arnold took an early stop as well with damage. He's on the hard, so look out for him. As I said before the race started, he could well do something very, very special today if he can keep his nose clean, and at the moment he's in 14th position, but he will come through the field a lot on those tyres. Yep, and we got Tom Robbo making his way through the field as well. Oh, he's got a bit squirmy on exit. It could be free of breath heading into Brussels. Oh my god, that was very, very close indeed. As Tom Robbo fights back then, heading in towards No Name. He's getting very slidey on his setup for some reason. Maybe that's what he set it up to at this moment in time. But Zane is up into third because of all of this fighting and squabbling that's happening in the background as well. Vienna could be in this as well. We got his teammate Legend, who's hoping to get off the coal list after what happened last week. He's on the mediums, but I wonder if he would go for an early pit stop as well. Oh, he might want to go for a longer stint. We'll have to wait and see. This DRS train is absolutely growing at the moment. Netsky could still be in it, and the Piddies, I believe, gets the first 3-second time penalty of the session.
Yes, that he does. I was watching the one in Stikova. He was on 2 after about 4 corners, so he's done well to last to lap 4. Without getting the full 3 seconds, but there's a lot of people that seem to be going quicker after a first stop, so let's see what happens up front as Samba pits nice and early as well. But like I said, I've referenced Khalifa earlier, who's not here, but he tends to do the undercut a lot, and I just wonder if any of these guys are going to try and pull it off the same way that he used to.
Yeah, I wonder as well, and I think I was given advice by Dexter as well that if it's a soft, medium, soft strategy, go for the early undercut. It helps you massively in terms of if there's any safety cars or if there's any other trouble that happens during the race, and you can come back in it as well. So Samba and Pierre Papi, that just shows how that undercut has worked. He is overtaken Samba, and it is in P7 at the moment. Netsky is fighting Vienna for P4. Netsky got a bit slidey there once again. They're struggling for grip into leg combo, some of these drivers. So I wonder if the soft tyres are starting to lose a bit of optimum pace right now on this track. It's still quite dry at the moment, which is unexpected because we thought it was going to rain here. But it's looking very spicy near the front of the field as well as the back of the field. As I thought I saw someone go off. Yes, it is. It was Tom Robbo that lost a bit of time there. He's dropped down into 9th as Dane Star is fighting back as well, and I think we're starting to see the mediums catching up to Netsky, so I wonder if the ones on the softs will fight back and go into the pits.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to now, because the softs are pretty much useless to anyone, but Pierre Papi's on a fresh set of them, so he could well sort of play himself into a strange situation of coming in a little bit later than others for the final stop, which could give him the optimum chance to push for a podium later on. But of course there's a lot of racing still to go, but I'm pretty sure that Sly Guy will be in. Yes, he will. Zane will follow him, Vienna as well. Yeah, just making sure. No, Vienna goes again, but Netsky's in, so that's break over from Vienna. See if it can pay dividends for him. But at the moment Konzo is having a stormer of a race.
Yeah, he is. Konzo has gained quite a lot of positions, and if you have Konzo in your fantasy team, ladies and gentlemen, you would probably love that going into this race, and probably getting some cheeky points by positions gained right now. So a lot of people actually might get held up in the pits. This could be massive, as Silly Sly Guy is showing why he's on the pace out of anyone. He's basically taking the race lead again from Pierre Papi and Samba. So Samba is the one that's lost out there, but he could fight Pierre Papi because he's on much warmer tyres. But Pierre Papi could get Silly Sly Guy because the amount of time, the delta between the softs and the mediums is around about 1 second. Here comes Pierre Papi now, and again still being a bit slidey a little bit there, and he is now your net race leader with Silly Sly Guy in second. But I think Pierre Papi has got to think on what tyres he go on for his final stint, because did he start on mediums or did he start on softs? I don't know.
Let's see what Taz tells me. I think he started on softs.
Oh yeah, good point. You checked Taz. Forgot about that.
Taz is back this week after incidents last week, but yeah, Pierre Papi is on a double soft, so he's gone from softs to softs, so that's a bit of a strange call, but we'll see if it can work for him.
Yes, I did as a mistake in a race on Tuesday. I wonder if the game's put him on an extra set of softs by accident. So but if there's an early safety car, he could be back in this race by going onto a set of mediums, but he's going to be on used soft tyres at the end if you have to go on softs for any reason so far. So still no safety car yet, but Vienna almost spins it in the pit lane. He comes in, he's the last of the soft runners to go into the pit lane. He's going to drop massive time in the pit lane due to the fact that everyone wanted to get that undercut out the way. So yeah, he's going to probably drop out of the points the way this is going, because everybody, I believe, most people have made their one stop, apart from Konzo and Legend, that are obviously leading on track, but they're not leading net race leader at the moment. Technically your net race leader is Napidius, because he's made 2 stops, but he's off the pace right now, and I don't think he's going to be on the pace of Silly Sly Guy.
Well, it's always good to have your 2 stops out of the way. It's unfortunate for him that they've come so early. Harsh to the end. If there's a late safety car, he could well be in a great position to box and get better tyres, and who knows what he can do towards the end. But at the moment, I've got a lot of issues with some of the drivers on Taz, actually. It's not picking up that they've made any stops at all. So
that's weird.
Either they haven't. I know Samba hasn't. Not Samba, sorry. Sly Guy hasn't done it properly because he's player 5 this week. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. Quite a few people have done Taz wrong tonight as well. I'll need to have a double check on that, but I'm not streaming, so I can double check in a second. I never get this chance. I'm usually the one streaming. This is great.
Yeah, he must feel different not being the one that everyone's judging for missing an overtake, but I've just missed one. But anyway, we're on board with Zane, who looks like he could be making a move into the braking zone, into the bus stop, if he gets a little bit closer down the straight line, which it looks like he's doing now. He's got a great exit from there, but Sly Guy looks to be even closer still to Samba, who could well be trying it on Pierre Papi into down the Camel Straight at least. They won't try it into the bus stop, they're not quite close enough, but it is some fantastic racing early on here. Lap 8 of 22, and we're about to go to lap, well, we're not about to go to lap 9. Would have been good if we were, but I was expecting the timer to change then.
We're almost there. We're almost halfway through. We'll get there. We'll get there as well. But it looks like Samba, to be honest, I'm glad Samba's back in this tier, to be honest, because he's showing he deserves to be there as well. And his pace looks like he's on fire at the moment. So I'm looking at his last lap times. He's doing very, very well so far. 1:45.981. Oh, this is very close racing. Samba's going to get the edge on the medium compound tyres. Has got past Pierre Papi. And I thought the Delta would make a difference, but no, he's showing that he can overtake regardless of tyre. That was just remarkable. Oh, where did Pierre Papi come from into Brussels there? Pierre Papi just got him there. Oh,
no!
Oh, they both made contact! Samba's in the wall, and Samba's out the race. Can we see a safety car?
That could well trigger one. Yeah. There we go, there we go. That, like I said, Napidius could... well, he's just gone past the pit lane, so that's unfortunate. He could have... Well, I don't think he would have switched, but he could have gone to mediums, knowing the safety guy. He could well get the mediums to the end from there. But, yeah, it's interesting to see what people are going to do now. Are the mediums going to pit because there's a safety car just for fresh mediums? I would, if I was in that position. How about yourself?
I would pit. I would get your second stop out of the way. That's what I did. Because I did to make sure I get my 2 stops out of the way, and that'll be it. And obviously, if there was a late safety car at the end, which there was, I obviously wanted to go on the softer tyres. So, if you're not boxing, you're in trouble. And I think Konzo has probably shot himself in the foot, which will mean Silly Sly Guy is your race leader. But is he going to go in? Nope, he stays out. What about Zane? He comes in. Careful, Zane, my friend. Pierre Papi is in. Vienna stays out. Netsky's in. Dane Star's in. Thomas, is he going to box? Yes, he does. Mata pits as well. And we'll see what Arnaud does. Because Tom Robbo can technically stay out. I think his tyres could get to the end of the race. So he could stay out. His safety cars work wonders for him. Arnaud, yeah, I think if I was Arnaud, I would pit. Go on to mediums to be on the same strat as everybody else. But I don't think he's going to. Nope, he is pitting. Okay. So the only drivers that have yet to make the 2 stops are Silly Sly Guy, Legend, Vienna, and Konzo. Your net race leader that has done the 2 stops is Zane.
Yes, I was growing there because one of the drivers got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Tom Robbo, that's really bad news for him. He's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment, but I'm sure he can get that sorted out later. As Napidius does pit, he got I thought he might do that, but he got caught out by about 2 seconds. He'd gone past the pit lane and then the safety car was out. But I think if I see yellow flags, I'd be anticipating a safety car anyway in that position. But he's gone for some fresh mediums, and he should get to the end on those and be a little bit quicker with it, being the medium tyres over the hard. But this race is all over the place, and I cannot wait to find out who's going to come out on top in about half an hour's time, I guess, with the give or take.
With the way this is going. Yeah, so it's Silly Sly Guy that leads, Legend in second position as well, and yeah, I think the drivers were some of the drivers were hoping not to have a safety car, and I wondered some of the drivers are prepared for safety cars. Well, technically you have to, really. You've got to plan when the tyres could last for, and if you haven't planned for it, then you're pretty much prepared to fail in a way if you don't prepare for your race. So I think the ones that did pit have probably made the smartest strategy at the moment. Netsky could be on for his second race victory in a row, because I know Netsky's faster than Zane on this game. I do believe Netsky runs no assists as well, so that could be a huge advantage for him as well. Don't forget Dane Star as well. He could be in the mix. Don't call out anybody for this race victory as well. I think Tom Robbo is going to catch up to the safety car, so everybody, I believe, will be on the same lap, which is probably a relief in itself at this moment in time. And I think this is the same time as the safety car was called in both Prospect and Precision, so there we go. That is a quite common feat, I have to say, with the first safety car on the same lap.
Yes, I was about to say something about Zane possibly winning this race, but for some reason he didn't have to pit again, but he decided he wants the medium tyres instead of the hards, which you can't really fault him with the safety car, but the hards would have got him to the end very comfortably, but the mediums definitely will. But now he's given up track position, so what can he do with those fresh tyres? It remains to be seen. I'm sure we'll go green on the next lap, on to lap 11, but at this stage, it's really hard to call who might win this race. You've got a bunch of people, like Pierre Papis, I think, is the lead two-stopper. So everyone else, yeah. Although Taz again says Netsky hasn't done a stop, but no, it's not true.
It is not true. So I think we've got to go with what's in the game and not what's on Taz. So I wonder if Taz is messed up tonight. It was playing up in a few other tiers as well, so I think that's something we've got to have a look at this moment. So whilst the safety car is happening, let me just fix a few Taz naughty engines, which is quite annoying, and I think Silly Sly Guy is one of them. Yeah, I know exactly why Silly Sly Guy will be getting a penalty, because he's got the wrong flag. Naughty engine.
Oh,
there we
dear.
go.
Yeah, just an update on the weather while we have a moment. I think it is right at the moment. We are 20 degrees air temperature, 29 degrees track temperature, which is right about in line with what we should finish with. We should finish with 19 and 28, so it's going to get a little bit cooler, but I think there's about a less than 8% chance of rain, which it says on Taz. But again, if there's many more safety cars, we could well be pushing to overcast conditions.
Yeah, I think so as well, and I'm seeing if the safety car light is still on. Well, it's off now, so the safety car is in this lap. The Silly Sly Guy is going to be controlling the field, same with Legend and Vienna as well. And I wonder if people are going to get swamped by them being on the one stop, but they've all boxed, they're all on the same amount of tyres, apart from Silly Sly Guy, but Silly Sly Guy is a machine around Spa, so don't take too much notice of him, but take a lot of notice for the likes of Tom Robbo, who is on 3 lap old mediums as well, so he's going to struggle a little bit, but he doesn't need to stop again. But he might be worried the tyres may not make it to the end, but we'll see, and let's see if Silly Sly Guy can handle this restart.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what kind of restart tactic drivers use. He's waiting as long as he possibly can, which is quite clever actually, because it doesn't give any chance for the drivers behind to get any sort of momentum into turn 1 to try and surprise him. So he comfortably takes the restart and comfortably leads through turn 1, has a recharge of his battery, so he should be able to pull away down the straight. But Legend is right behind him, and let's see if there's going to be any overtake onto the straight. There is. Looks like Legend's got a slightly better run on the slightly better tyre, and that could well be the lead for a bit for Legend in the Haas, and you don't see that every day.
No, you don't. You definitely don't. But looks like Legend's going to fight this off from City Side Guy as well. And also Netsky as well. And where did he come from? Netsky's up into third. He's got past quite a few cars already. And we got the likes of Pierre Pappy struggling as well. Netsky versus City Side Guy. The Titans that were called in the rivalries, and they're in the rivalries once again in this race. And it turns out that I've done the right thing calling those two into the rivalries, because they're actually having a battle on track once again. But City Side Guy is having a bit more luck this week, but he's under pressure from Legend as well. So at the moment, Netsky is your net race leader. Danestar, I don't know if he's going to make those soft tyres work until the end. Was he meant to go onto those soft? They only last 9 laps, and we've got more than 9 laps to go of this race, so he's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble, and Jeff will probably be pestering him to go on to a set of mediums right now. But I'm sure there's some method in the madness for the likes of Danestar, the Aston Martin. He's going to try and get past Netsky into Blanchimont, which is going to be a little bit earlier, I have to say. But Netsky's going to try and fight back on this one, maybe. Yep, he does, but Danestar on the fresher grip and on the fresher tyres gets into P3 and on the podium as well. Don't forget City Side Guy with the penalty. Danestar is a net P2 at the, well, not a net P2, he's a P2 after penalty so far. Starts, we've got to forget about them at the moment. We're just thinking about positions on this track. But yeah, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, because they may bin it, so I'll shut up on that one.
Yeah, I really wouldn't like to call that anyway. I've already think of jinxed some of the drivers I said could have a good race. They're not having a great race at the moment, but there's still time for them to turn it around. But yeah, there's excuse me there, there's a lot of drivers jostling for position, and this is fantastic to see. Most of it is clean. There was a little bit of issue with Samba's retirement, and I think the stewards may get to have a long look at that one later on, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be quite busy, because I've heard there's been quite a lot of incidents through all the tiers tonight. So get the coffee on, lads, you're going to be here a while.
Yeah, I think I've been looking at the submissions for all the tiers, and yeah, every instance got like at least 3 or 4 or so in each tier. So yeah, surprisingly Singapore was quite quiet in terms of the stewards report. So why Belgium more than anything? But hey ho, Belgium is a track where it has incidents. We got another yellow flag. That is, oh no, it's Matto who spun. Where's that? Is that through Stabilo 1 actually? That is not good. But there's 13 drivers still in this race. It only takes one more time, and then every driver that's in this race will get points as long as they finish this race.
Yeah, that's true. You have to finish to get points here in one hub, but we do have points for the top 12, and also fastest lap points for inside and outside the top 10. So there's always something to play for. Even if you're a lap down in 70th position, you could always leave with a point.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what a few people were fighting for in many of the other tiers tonight as well. If they couldn't go for it, go for any points at all, and that this may mean if Matter maybe has a bit of a big gap, he could go on softs, and then every single driver would score points. That would be great to see, won't it? But I'm sure he's not thinking about that now. So he could still probably think that there might be things going on. And City Side Guy takes the lead from Legend on lap 13 out of 22. Legend, don't forget, still has to stop. So does City Side Guy. And we got an opinion who picks up another 3-second penalty. Also yet to stop is Vienna. Yeah, so only 3 drivers yet to make their second stop. Everyone else has done their 2 stop. Napini's on 3, Tom Wombo's on 4, and so Tom Wombo's still on for points. So that's commitment, if I do say so myself. But still a long way to go of this race. Still safety cars that could happen. We've only had 1 so far, so I think that's the least we've seen all race, or all night so far, because every single one of the tiers I think had 2 or 3. So whereas Pinnacle have only had 1, but again, still a long way to go.
Yeah, it doesn't look it by the lap counter, but this is a very long lap, of course. But there is still a long way to go. But Danestar is in P3 right now and looking quite comfortable. He was called up for the drivers' press conference, but he's blanked the media this week. He was asked, did last week's cameo in the commentary box give him any advantages when it came to the race strategy? Either he thought we weren't being serious, or he just didn't have time for us. But he didn't answer. But I would have definitely said, yeah, it was great to get a quick look at strategy before I did my race, and I think it would have helped. But I don't know if you feel the same there, but it's always good to commentate first on strategy if I wasn't sure. But as I'm always racing first, it's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. I think I had a race last week where I was commentating first and then racing. That kind of helped me. That kind of didn't, because I was quite slow anyway, because it is a faster tier that I was in compared to obviously the likes of One Hub. But yeah, sometimes if you have a bad race, commentating usually lets you get out your system quite a lot. So, but I would prefer to race first, get it out of the way. But it does help if you commentate first race. That's what Owen White gets to do every week when he's here. He gets to commentate and then race. But obviously he's not here tonight. So, but I'm sure he would have liked Belgium anyway, because he's good at Belgium. So, yeah, I wonder what these drivers would have felt like. But Danestar doing quite well so far, but I do believe, even though he's already done 2 stops, he will have to pit one more time, because there's no way those softs will get to the end of the race. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe. Turn notifications on as well, so you know when to check out a stream. We stream every Friday evening from 6 PM all the way down to this very tier at half a state as well. So check them all out, and all the streams get uploaded to YouTube afterwards as well. The podium tier stream was the only one on Twitch, so let's work for me to do tonight to get that stream onto YouTube. But there we go. But you can check all the other tiers after this stream tonight and see how everyone has fared tonight. And I believe there was only 9 finishes in podium tonight, so I guess that race had a lot of stewards inquiries there. But anyway, City Side Guy and Legend, they're leaving it a little bit late for their start. Legend late on the brakes there. I don't think City Side Guy was expecting that.
No, it definitely looked like a peculiar incident. There could have been a lot worse, but they've touched wheels a little bit. Now one of them's going to have to back off here. It looks like Legend was the one to back out of it, and Sly Guy retakes the lead. But has he given up? Has he got DRS? Has he given it up? Yes, Sly Guy does have DRS as well, so he should be able to make that. Oh wow, how has Netsky gone down the outside on the grass and overtaken? What is going on? Man, that boy's got well,
he doesn't really have to fight, really, to be honest, because he knows that some of the drivers, Vienna has to make one more stop. So Netsky could just sit back, but he can't let Silly Side Guy be out of his reach. Danestar, I have to say, fair play to him. He's a race leader, and if he makes those tires to the end, that'll be insane. And we have a spinner, and that's Arnaud, who's lost his front wing and damaged. Yeah, he's got 4 front wing damage, left and right.
I think Arnaud's going to be shooting me. I did praise him before the race and said he could well get a great result with the strategy he was on. Sorry, mate. He's not having a great week, is he? Bless him. But yeah, Danestar, what a move that is. But Netsky's move was, if it had pulled it off, it would have been up there in the annals of One Hub racing history. But talking of Netsky, he was, yeah, I found his pre-race interviews. He doesn't think that Eau Rouge and Radion is such a big challenge. Well, try watching the prospect here, mate. He hopes it will rain, but right now it's not going to. But he's still in P4, so I guess he didn't help that well. And he did like Singapore, and Belgium is one of his worst tracks. But there you go. Some things happen like that, and occasionally you get a good race out of a track you don't expect to.
Imagine what he's going to be like in Silverstone next week, when we're going to next. If he doesn't like Belgium, and if he wins this one, which he still can, due to Legend still having to make this stop, this could be huge. So I think Danestar's tire is starting to wear off a little bit, because Legend is catching up a little bit. And only Tomo's in the picture as well, Pierre Papi, they're all within. That is crazy, that the top 10 are within 6.9 seconds still, even after that safety car on lap 9. That's just incredible pace so far. And Silly Sly Guy has made his second stop. He's on the sauce, but they're going to make it to the end, and he's still 17.2 seconds behind the leader. And don't forget, pit stops around about 22 seconds, so he's still on for the race victory, he is.
He is. It's going to be difficult for him to do that, but he is on the right tire to do it. I've seen him do it in previous weeks. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He boxed a lap before everyone else, and I was like, if he pits now, he's going to win the race, and he did. And that's Vienna out of the race, and that could well be a safety car as well. There's debris everywhere after that, and there you go.
That is good for Sly Guy.
Sly Guy's got very lucky there. But of course, everyone else is back in the race with that safety car. It's unfortunate when you see an incident in the background like that, but I'm pretty sure Dane Star will be in. Vienna's just, nope. Dane Star stayed out. Legend in. Netsky's in. Pierre Papi stays out. There's a party in the pit lane, but of course the Williams boys go opposite each other. They don't like the double stack, especially behind a safety car, because that's going to punish the second one in, which would have been Pierre Papi at this stage, but he's going to go in the next lap presumably, or maybe he's not. Doesn't have to at all. Of course his mediums will still go to the end, and with this safety car period, that's just a chance to give the tyres a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, I'm surprised why not everyone has gone for the softs actually. Pierre Papi and Conzo, they're going to get absolutely swamped. I know they've done 2 starts, but I was in that exactly the same predicament. It literally came out exactly the same time as well in our Prospect race. Are we literally having the same race to what we saw in Prospect today? I think we technically are at this rate with the amount of safety cars that we've seen, but the soft tyres are within a second delta, which is huge compared to other tracks. Legend is going to be quick as well, so is Netsky. The only person that's got nothing to lose is Legend, who has benefited from that safety car hugely just by staying out an extra lap. And with Silly Sly Guy having a penalty, and he's going to get a penalty for getting Taz incorrectly as well, Silly Sly Guy could jump down the order massively as well. I'm just checking to see if anyone else has been. Nobody else has been naughty engines in terms of Taz. Everyone has been fine. So only Silly Side Guy was a naughty engine this week for Taz in Pinnacle, so that's good. So everyone else should be fine in that regard. But there we go. So Jane Star is your race leader. He has gained how many positions? 7 positions. Thomas has gained 3. Conzo gained 6. Silly Side Guy has dropped down 4. Legends gained 5. Netsky's gained 6. Zane's dropped down 4. Tom Robbo's dropped down 3. Matt has gained 3. And everyone else just stayed in their positions so far. Safety car, I believe, is still in. Yeah, it is still in. So I think it's going to be in for another lap, and then we will go racing. Unless it come in, it may come in actually at the end of this bus stop chicane. Actually, I don't know. It's quite tough to call, but everyone's caught up. So surely we must go racing now. Come on, safety car, make up your mind.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not going to do it. Okay.
I was going to say, if it calls it now, then that's quite the foresight you have, and maybe I will be asking you for 6 numbers after the race, but unfortunately it's out for another lap. I say unfortunately, I'd be wanting to go racing again, but I think the likes of Dane Star and Thomas on the softs would quite like to finish behind the safety car so their tyres don't explode, but it's unlikely that they're going to be able to hold on to them to finish the positions in which they've started this race. But I'm still looking forward to seeing what they can do in the final few laps, which anything can happen, and especially in Pinnacle tier it usually does.
Yeah, I enjoy watching this every week. Shame there wasn't a stream last week, but obviously we had to move the commentators around just to make sure that the highest streams were covered, of course. But the safety car will be in this lap, and I believe the DRS will be activated lap 21, if I've done my maths correctly. Yes, lap 21 out of 22. So we'll have 2 DRS green flag laps, and everyone's going to be absolutely pushing. If you're the likes of only Thomas, Pierre Papi, Silly Side Guy, and Nepidius, you'll be gutted to have a time penalty right now. If you're anybody else, you'll be very happy that these guys have had penalties, and you can gain massive. I'm trying to see who's on what warnings at the moment. So Dame Star's on 2 warnings, Conzo's on 1, Legends on 2, Netsky's on 2, Zane's on 0 warnings. How on earth is he managing that? Tom Robbo is on 2, Matta is on 2 warnings. So that is your warning update. As fair play to Zane, and I think Arnold as well for gaining no warnings so far this race. I think I did the same as well before my retirement, but there we go. I'm not going to talk too much about that.
No, neither am I.
And I think we're about to go for green flag racing, because we're approaching Paul Frere and everyone's caught up. So I'll let you take this one.
Yep, thanks for that. I was just looking forward to safety car in this lap. There we go. So we're on board with the race leader once again, who's got a very good view of when the safety car is going to be in, so he's just going to do his best to back everyone up while still keeping heat in those tyres, which is probably not a great sign at this point that he's working the tyres so hard, but he may have to because they're so worn at this stage. But yeah, it's it's going to be a great restart and a sprint to the line. Like you say, it's going to be two laps of green flag racing with DRS, so you'd like to go ahead, and he's gone quite early. He's gone before the bus stop, which is quite a brave move to do so, but can he benefit him? Let's find out as he restarts the race, and he's definitely seems to have caught everyone else sleeping who just couldn't react in time, especially those behind only Tamar, who couldn't actually overtake him until they got to the line. So that's quite a clever restart from Danestar.
Yes, this is good. Konzo, predicted, has dropped down a few positions down to P5, and Peter Pappy is holding on for dear life at the moment. Fair play to him on those mediums. He's up into third position. Sly Guy could get him no tomorrow, so watch out for him so far as well. So everyone within 6 seconds of drift. There's 3 people going to go 3 wide. Keep it clean, lads, as Legend gets past, I think, Konzo. Yep, he does. So Konzo is up into 5th place, and Konzo has dropped down into 12th now. But at least everyone still in this race could get points, and Matter has picked himself a 3-second time penalty. So that is his race we're in now, as he's obviously he was on 2 warnings as well. But we're going to watch out for the likes of people like Danestar on 2 warnings as well. And this could be a nail by Infinity. Legend Pierre Pappy is in the wall and he's out the race.
Wow, that's a hot spot.
Safety car! Oh my god!
That's going to be a sprint at the end, isn't it? What they're going to do? Just out for a lap and then let them go on lap 22? That's going to be interesting to see this. I've been in a race like this before when they first brought safety cars onto the game, so it's been a while, and not in one of history have I seen anything like this personally, but I'm looking forward to it all the less. And now it makes me think that Danestar could actually hold on and win this race now.
I think he can. I think the safety car gods have came to Danestar's favour actually, and he could be on for some huge points. The driver that I was not expecting to get there, the driver that I was saying, why did you pit? Why did you stay out? But this has happened. 3 safety cars. Is this the 3rd safety car? Yeah, it is the 3rd safety car. Wow. So I think literally every tier has had 3 safety cars today, I think. I'm not sure about points. I don't know how many safety cars we've had in points, but I'm almost certain in all the other tiers we had at least 3. So there we go. So there's got to be at least 2 green flags running and racing. I don't think Konzo's going to catch up. So, oh my god. Don't tune out, guys. Don't tune out. We're going to be in for some good epic battle for now. I'm glad I've stayed up to help you with this. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be quite the fantastic ending to our One Hub week here on YouTube at Belgium, and I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you. If you need to go anywhere, just wait about 10 minutes while this race concludes, and then feel free to do what it is that you want to do. But at the moment, the best place to be is right here on lap 20 of 22 with Danestar closing in on what would be a famous victory, and it's getting close, but I'm not jinxing him when I say that, because he could do it. I'm not saying he has going to, so I think I've covered myself. So if he has an incident now, he can blame the tyres. That's fine.
Or you can blame indecisive.
No, I'm getting enough blame for stuff that I haven't even done this week. Don't blame me for anything else. I will slap you.
I was only joking.
I know.
You can blame me. You can blame me. How about that? Is that a good compromise?
Not really, because you've done even less wrong than I have.
Very true.
I'm just getting a lot of stuff from people that don't know when to shut up about stuff that's got nothing to do with me, and frankly, this race is a great distraction from that.
Exactly. I've been loving this action so far. I still had to recover from a great position race, and we're going to get even epic finale. Yeah, safety cars in this lap. So
yeah, there we go. We're going to get two laps of racing again for the 2nd time, and I don't think there will be another safety car. So if there's any more incidents, I think that's that's it really. I think it's too late to call anymore, but Legend's on great tyres in P4, so he could well do something as well with Sly Guy's penalty there. He could finish on the podium still. Maybe more if there's any issues with tyres ahead of him.
Yes, as I think we're about to get going again. No DRS running here, so you're good if you're Danestar because you're not going to worry about the train behind you. So Danestar's got a really good restart actually, going off the line. So Tom also has a good restart as well, but let's see what Netsky can do. I know Netsky's brave when he came to this overtake. I think we could see a few more risks being made into La Source. Netsky almost hit the back of Legend there so far as well, and Pity has had a little bit of a tank stopper going into La Source as well. And for some of these drivers, this safety car has definitely shown that it could change anything, and you do not give up in league race because you can get results like that as well. Only Thomas is looking to see if he can get past Danestar and see if he can get that gap back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Silly Psycho, wow. He's gone for a very brave move, and he's got past only Thomas up into second. He could win on track here.
He could win on track, but whether he keeps the position or not is going to remain to be seen. But frankly, it's a great restart there from Danestar, as you said. He had to do something different from the first time. He went so early before. I think everyone was waiting for that. So he just had to go when he got to the bus stop. I think it was a great restart, and that could well propel him to... Oh, Sly Guy's going to fight for this victory, though. On track anyway, but he's not going to keep it if Danestar can stay within 3 seconds of him. This is getting very tight. There's a car on your right there. Please don't... Legend, what are you doing, you madman? Look at that for a move.
Wow! Right, if you don't pick Legend as driver of the day after that move, wow. He's going to be one of my nominations if he keeps it on the track. That was insane from Legend. I know Danestar's going to fight back. Where's Netsky all of a sudden into the bus stop? This is all Mighty Star. Please don't make it free wide. They're going to try at least. I've been caught in a sandwich earlier on today and heading into, I think it was Lake Com, but somehow we made it out alive. But I don't know what Netsky's going to do. Netsky's up into third. He could be on for P2 here. And all of this allowing... Oh, Tom almost got a penalty. All this is allowing Silly Sly Guy just to pull away and even get that win. But he's not going to get the win due to that TAS penalty. So... that race victory could go to Legend. Danestar's got a penalty. Oh dear, he's a naughty engine.
He is, but not as naughty as some engines that I've had to deal with this week. But it's interesting that you have Sly Guy with the TAS infringement. That's 5 seconds, right? And he's got 3 seconds now, so he's going to drop 8 seconds down the road. So he could even miss out on a podium. But Tom has missed out on finishing.
Yeah, you missed out on points, which could mean anything in a championship, and that could mean you're out of championship contention. I'm almost safe to say. And the pity is up into 5th place after Danestar had a bit of a mare and won the final lap.
Yes, that's happened very quickly. But Sly Guy is controlling this race on track, but as we've discussed, he's not going to win this race off track. He may win it on, but he's going to drop and will exactly confirm where he's going to finish after everyone's crossed the line. But I reckon he's going to be about 4th or 5th, so he's going to miss out on the podium altogether. But at the moment, Legend is going to be the beneficiary, and he's within the 3-second window anyway of Sly Guy's track infringements. But we are going to cross the line with the on-track race winner, Silly Sly Guy, for the 5th time in 6 races. But Legend gets the win after all, and Netsky is gonna be on the podium. DRS is enabled for everyone to finish.
Arnold's 5th?
How is Arnold done? There you go. See, I didn't jinx you. Arnold, thanks me later, mate.
You can thank us for saying not giving up there.
Yeah, Arnold's never going to give up, but that's a fantastic result for him, which I thought was possible early in the Netsky's driver of the day, apparently. Well, we'll get to that very shortly, but we will... that was a hectic end, wasn't it? I've missed so much there. I'm going to get a lot of... I'm going to have to watch this back and find out exactly what I missed. It's been fantastic to be here again in the Pinnacle tier, and last week was incredible to do the tier that I did. I keep forgetting which one it was because I don't want to say the wrong one. Podium, yeah, I thought so. But anyway, let me finish the provisional order, and when Stu's report is done, we can tell you exactly where everyone finished next week. But Legend wins off track after the Sly Guy's 3-second track infringement penalty. Neski P3, which is going to be promoted to P2 probably, with the Sly Guy 5 further seconds, which would drop him to 6th, I think. Zane 4th, Arnold 5th. What a result for him. 12th to 5th, what a lad. Konzo 6th, Tom Robbo 7th, Mata in P8. And not a bad outing for his first stream in the Pinnacle tier.
Yeah.
Danestar P9, Nvidia's P10, and everyone else, I guess, is DNF.
I think Tomo's classified because he completed, I think, 90. Was it 90% or something?
Yeah, he's definitely done that, but sometimes I don't know how it works. But anyway, Pierre Papin missed out on points by crashing when he did. So did Vienna, Samba, and the Confessor, unfortunately. Confessor very early on, and Samba a little bit later on. There's a little bit of shenanigans there with wheel-to-wheel racing. But yeah, I can't scroll down any further than that because Confessor is 15th. So yeah, I've done that, and now we get to see who is our drivers of the day. Now, we do always have so many candidates when we do this. It's really, really hard some weeks to pick one, but I think on this week we're going to have a few honourable mentions, but I think for now we're just going to... I mean, you have the race winner on track after penalties. You have Legend, who's gone from 11th to 1st. You have Netsky, who's gone 13th to 3rd. You have Arna, 12th to 5th, and some others have gone so far up as well. But you did have that memorable overtake that you want to give driver of the day. So I think I'm going to have to go with... I guess I'm going to have to say it. I'm going to have to go with Arnold. It's a strange choice, I guess, but he has gone from 12th to 5th and looked like he was going to finish absolutely nowhere. But the question I'd like to ask him was, did you think that keeping it as clean as you did would result in such a big gain at the end after the final safety car?
And he never gives up, does he? And he gets awarded for that. I think he can't believe that he got P5 there, but there we go. And I was going to pick Arnold if you weren't going to pick him, so I know exactly who I'm going to pick with that brave overtake, and he was able to pull that strategy perfectly. Started on the mediums and did 2 soft runs and nailed it perfectly, and I have to say, move at the stream. And he almost got fastest lap, but he got beaten by Silly Side Guy, and he's one. I think he was the second fastest driver on track apart from Silly Side Guy, so I have to give it to Legend. And my question is, congratulations on your race victory. Did you ever think it was in your mind that you were gonna do it after qualifying so low down on the field? So there we go, that's my driver of the day.
That's a great shout for driver of the day, and a great question as always, and it's been an absolute pleasure for you to be here for the race, for the second half of the race anyway, and it's been great to team up with you once again in the commentary box here in One Hub Racing. But I think before we sign off, I will like to take this moment to once again thank our fantastic sponsors and partners here at One Hub Racing. Next Level Racing sponsor the league by providing a Next Level Racing direct drive stand to our driver of the season, which is a new award here. Very exciting prize for the winner of that, so thank you to them for that. And Free Sim Racing sponsor the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most combined poles, fastest laps. And I think we know in this tier who's a good candidate for that, but the other tiers may have something to say about that in the final few weeks. And of course our partners Vespertine, who support our championship prizes, and ERT, partner of the ERT Guy and Get Stuff Award, which always trips me up, but I think I'll get it this time. They sponsor the Go and Get Stuff Award, which is for all drivers who are eligible for it by attending all races. You don't necessarily have to finish them, but attend, and you do have to complete your media obligations to be eligible. And if you do that every week, you will go into a wheel spin, because I think there's going to be more than one, and if you're finishing outside the top 3 of your respective championships, you will be also eligible for that prize. If you finish 3rd, then you're not eligible for the Go and Get Stuff Award.
Oh, sorry, I had my mic on me because I thought you were going to end the stream. But yeah, make sure you check our sponsors out as well, and thanks to all our race premium drivers as well, because without them we wouldn't be here as well. They support our league massively as well. And also thanks to our ERT drivers. We're next, hopefully Evil's game will not crash next week when we Pinnacle drivers head to Silverstone. I don't like that track, so I'm not looking forward to racing that myself, but I'm sure that you guys will be treated to some great action, and I wasn't expecting to help you tonight, but I'm very glad I did, because otherwise your voice probably would have gone by the end of that one. So I'll leave you to wrap up the stream.
Yeah, certainly my voice has gone in the past, and less exciting races than that, so I'm sure I would have been hoarse for a day after this one. But thank you again for your time, Jess. It's been a pleasure to have you here, because I know you're busy with the precision beforehand, so it's always appreciated when you can come by and help out in any way you can. And thank you everyone for watching this week. We will see you next week at the home of motorsport, Silverstone, for the British Grand Prix, round 7 of the One Hub Racing season. See you then. Good night, everybody.